Hi, I'm Bran, and I love Netflix mystery movies.
Hi, I'm Jackson. I really, 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 really like Netflix murder mysteries.
I'm Dan, and Knives Out is on Netflix, which I really do love, but I despise Netflix murder mystery movies. And this is the Deck the Hallmark Podcast.
Deck the Hallmark, it's his podcast.
Brandon and friends host this podcast. We hope you like this jolly podcast.
Oh, boy.
Man, I'm in the Christmas spirit right now. This song, sometimes the song hits.
Sometimes the song hits.
Sometimes the song hits.
Sometimes the song hits.
I know I hear this song every day.
That's
but
what you need
sometimes
to
it
know.
hits.
Sometimes
Merry
it hits.
Christmas, Jax.
Merry Christmas. I mean, I'm not here as often as you guys are.
What?
But I think that song always hits.
Yeah, you think so?
Wow.
Yeah.
Some
It's
people
a
are
bop.
saying that it's due for a change.
Some people are saying. Many are saying.
Oh, well, if something is up your sleeve.
No, I have
then
no. I
can
don't
wait
have
to-
sleeves
No,
today.
no.
Oh, okay. I thought you were trying to tell me that you were getting a new
Nope.
song and that
It was
I
it was kind of cryptic when you said
No,
some people were saying.
I honestly,
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
this particular case, I meant it exactly as it is. Some people think that we should.
Sorry, I'm in mystery mode, so I thought you were
I
being
know.
Yeah,
it.
that's fair.
I know
That's
it.
fair.
I know
Serious mystery we're talking about.
Jax,
Serious mystery.
you love a good mystery, yes?
And what I love more than a good mystery is a good mystery that's also a comedy. Get out
Yeah,
of here with
get
that.
out of here
with
Yes.
Now, do you remember when you first fell in love with the mysteries?
Yes, I was probably like 5 or 6, and my mom introduced me to Nancy Drew.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it was game over from there. Give me any mystery at that point.
Do you have
know,
a particular favorite mystery movie, or book, that's like your, it's on your Mount Rushmore?
Like the top.
Creme de
I
crop.
I read
the
so
same?
many
No?
different creme de la creme.
Creme de la creme.
Sure.
Or
What's
cream of the crop?
And
Cream
cre-
of the crop. I said
Actually, creme de la crop
thank
is
you.
kind of clever.
That's not what he said. He said creme de crop is what he
Oh,
said.
creme de crop.
Creme de
is
crop.
not a thing.
Stem to stern, creme de crop.
Creme
you
de
know what I
crop.
mean?
Top of the crop.
Nope.
Top
What
of
is
the,
the what? Cream of the
Bop
crop.
to the
it's
top.
cream of the crop.
Cream of the crop.
Top to the top.
Creme to the creme.
Creme de la creme.
This is our generation's Who's First.
That's right. Who's on first? Who's first?
Who's first?
You said who's first.
I'll tell you who's first.
You know
Creme
that
de crop.
classic Abbott and Costello bit, who's first?
Yeah. Who's first? Is
Hey, I'm going first. No, you are. Who's first? Is it me or you?
it's you.
I'm second.
Completely intentional.
Creme de crop.
Creme de la. And I also, like you, Dan, I love the Ryan Johnson stuff. I consistently read mysteries. So it's what I'm consuming. I'm obsessed with Elsbeth.
Okay.
I don't know what
honestly,
an Elsbeth
It's
is.
a TV show
Okay.
on
Carrie
CBS.
Preston.
I've not seen it yet, but I hear great things.
Oh, it's a good.
It's one of those that, sometimes you're like, oh, a CBS show. What are we doing
Uh-huh.
here? The acting is so great and so Elizabeth.
Elsbeth.
Yes.
Yes.
I don't know what that means. Is that a name?
It's a name of a
like
human
like Elizabeth,
But Elsbeth.
but Elsbeth.
That's
is,
right.
Is Elsbeth short for Elizabeth, or is it a proper name?
No, that's her name, and it's Carrie Preston plays the titular character.
That's right.
The titular.
Yeah.
The
lead.
I was hoping
The lead role.
Oh God,
The
Brand,
lead
Thank you
role.
for giving me. This is
Got
why
it.
people should be watching on Philo.
So really
Because
quickly,
Brand gave me exactly what I needed when I said titular.
the titular. The titular. Have you read any good mysteries this year, the year of 2025?
Oh yes, someone is lying.
Someone is lying.
That's a good title. How's
That's
that
a
not been
great
taken
title.
before?
it
Someone
was
is
really
lying.
good. The night we lost him,
The night we lost him.
Who's him?
it's her dad.
Okay.
Oh.
But
Wow.
it's the handmaiden, the housemaid. It's like a
It's
trilogy.
creme de crop. Got it.
It's creme de crop. But I mean, just Mr. And I'm trying now to read exclusively female authors just for. I was doing that just for the month of March.
I
But
did
now
a
we're in May
year-
and it's continued.
I did a year where I only read female authors or authors of color. Those are the only
Oh,
two for a year.
yes.
I was like, I'm going to read no white dudes writing, and
Wow.
it was great. It was fantastic. High recommend.
I did something where I read a book one year, and that, I mean,
Dude, change your life.
Incredible,
I
right?
recommend. A lot of people
Yeah.
are like, "Uh-oh, Brandon's gone woke again," and I'm like, "Listen, sometimes
He's reading.
Sometimes you just gotta read a book,
Yeah.
you know, and then go from
Did
there."
you do it on? Was this an audiobook or did you actually read it?
I did a.
How
I
dare
did-
you actually read?
wait.
Are you kidding me right now? Did you actually read it?
Yeah.
Audiobooks count, Jax.
No, they do. They do. They
Okay.
do. They do. They
This
do.
this is a hill that Dan will
do.
not only die on, but he'll kill for.
That's the only way I read. I thought I didn't love reading until I found audiobooks.
No, absolutely it counts. And I feel like me even asking that feels very
Yeah.
ableist.
Yeah.
It
that's
was.
right.
I'm
Yeah, how dare
I'm-
you.
I'm sorry, Bran. Just out of curiosity, in what medium did you read it?
I did. I did.
Listen to it?
I did actually read it. Yes.
Yes,
To
he
answer your
actually
question,
read
I
it.
did actually read it.
Yeah.
Let's talk murder mystery, and I'll actually read the synopsis.
I love
And you can listen to it, which is not the same
Not
as
the
just
same as
reading.
reading.
June 14th, 2019 is when the movie premiered on the Netflix, and it went a little something like this. We meet Nick, who is a New York police officer who desperately wants to be a detective but keeps failing the test. He is married to Audrey, a hairdresser who dreams of visiting Europe, which is a promise that Nick made to her on their wedding for their honeymoon, but they never got to do it, and they have not gone yet. After their 15th wedding anniversary dinner, which they do with some friends, Audrey calls him on it, and Nick is like, "You ruined the surprise. We're going to Europe." He has not booked that trip, but he does. And sometimes you got to spend a few $1,000s to keep up a lie. On the flight, Audrey meets billionaire Charles Cavendish, who invites her to a gathering aboard his family's yacht. When Nick hears about this, he's like, "No way, I have this whole thing planned." But when that plan turns out to be basically just a overly packed tour bus, he gives in and says, "Let's do the yacht." Aboard the yacht, Nick and Audrey meet quite the cast of characters. You got Malcolm Quince, who is Cavendish's billionaire uncle, Susie, who is Cavendish's ex-fiance and is now with Quince himself, Quince's son Toby, actress Grace Ballard, a colonel, his bodyguard, a rapper, a race car driver. It's a who's who aboard the old yacht there. Later that evening, Quince arrives and announces that Susie, his new wife, will now be his sole heir. He brought everybody on the yacht to tell them that they're not getting any money. They're being cut out of the will. Naturally, this does not go well. Everyone gets a little mad. And just before he's about to sign the paperwork, the lights go out. And when they come back on, Quince is found stabbed.
Knives are out.
Knives are out. Stabbed through the heart. You're to blame. Give me money, Dad. Nick jumps.
That's good.
Thank you. We're still working on the rhyme.
Yeah.
I think there's some things we can do. Nick jumps into detective mode despite not being a detective, and Audrey's right there with him. She loves a good murder mystery like Jax, and tells everyone to stay on the yacht. That night, Toby is found dead in what looks to be a suicide. When they arrive in Monte Carlo, a local investigator comes aboard the yacht to question everybody, and all of the other guests point their fingers at the random Americans that are on board, which fair. The investigator tells Nick and Audrey that he knows that they're guilty, and he promises that he will prove it. At the Grand Prix, Nick and Audrey begin their own investigation to clear their names, interrogating all of the other guests. That night, the colonel's bodyguard invites them to his room and drops a bombshell. Quince once married the colonel's fiance while the colonel was in a coma. She died during childbirth, as did the child. Just as things are getting juicy, someone knocks on the door, and Nick and Audrey hide, and when they come out, the bodyguard has been shot. he dies before naming the killer. Audrey is shaken by this, and they're able to escape. They have to go off this ledge and all this stuff. They end up at a bar, and they see the local news, and that is when she finds out that Nick is not really a detective. He did not pass his detective test. Feeling completely blindsided by this, she storms off and is picked up by Cavendish, who urges her to leave Monte Carlo immediately. Eventually, everybody winds up at a lake, and Nick and Audrey reconcile and start to suspect that Cavendish and Susie are romantically involved and were conspiring together to split Quince's fortune. While fleeing a masked attacker with a blow dart, they run into Carlos, the race car driver. Susie is killed with a dart, and Nick and Carlos chase the killer but lose him. Nick and Audrey head to Quince's mansion to confront Cavendish, only to find him poisoned. They're wrong again. They call the investigator and gather the remaining guests, but everyone seems to have an alibi. Nick and Audrey then reveal that Grace, the actress, is the mastermind behind the killings. She actually is the daughter who is believed to have died in childbirth. She convinced Toby to kill their father and then killed him herself. When she tries to escape, Nick shoots her in the arm. But the mystery isn't over. Carlos is revealed to be the second killer, seeking revenge on Quince for the injuries that had left his father disabled. Carlos takes the investigator hostage and tries to escape in a car, but Nick and Audrey stop him with the help of that overcrowded tour bus that they skipped out on earlier. In the end, the investigator thanks them and offers to help Nick finally earn his detective promotion, and the couple is going to continue their European adventure, hopefully with no more murder. And that, my friends, was Murder Mystery.
We did it.
We did do it. Let's take a quick break. We'll come back. We'll break this movie down here on
Deck the Hallmark.
Welcome back, everybody. It's Mystery Time with Brand. Dan Jax is here. Mystery Maven Jax.
The Mystery Maven. That's right.
And it is time for us to break down Murder Mystery.
Can I get a little inside the music, just background here? When you did the Bubbly Sesh and you were the mystery person, is that because Shaw just didn't like them as much as you? Like, I'm just curious. Like, you guys did this whole thing, and it was like, Jax is the real mystery maven.
No one likes him as much as me. I said I wanted to start covering that content.
Okay, got it.
Even though, like, less people were watching it, I was like, what is going to make me enjoy my job more?
Of course.
There you go.
You know,
got it.
The mysteries. Yes.
Let's talk about...
Shaw hates murder.
Shaw hates murder. You, on the other hand, love
love
murder.
it.
Love
Love
murder.
it,
Big
y'all.
murder
Fun
fan.
fact about Jack, she's
Come on.
pro murder.
She's a murder
Pro-murder.
maven, actually.
Yeah, murder maven.
Let's get to Murder Mystery, the 2019 classic from Netflix. Big stars, big fun. Who can say? We'll find out. Jax, what do you think? Murder Mystery.
Who can say? Yes, undoubtedly this is big fun. Brand, really good job with that synopsis. There is a lot
of moving
going on in
parts,
this movie. And, you know, honestly, like, in some ways, perhaps too much, but I don't care. This is a wild, fun ride. Like, you've got Jennifer Aniston and Adam Sandler. Like, this is just so much fun. The mystery is fast-paced. It doesn't take itself too seriously. It's nice and twisty. There are vibrant characters. Like, for me, I rarely rewatch movies in general, but this was my third time watching this, and I just had a blast. It's so much fun. I want them to keep making these movies, please and thank you. Mystery Maven certifies this as fresh.
Oh,
wow.
Certified fresh.
It's a Mystery Maven certified fresh pick. Unbelievable.
How about that? Well, I got good news. We got at least one more.
Yeah, we do. I've got good news. There is a sequel.
There's
Jax.
a sequel.
Yeah.
We'll get to next week. I am with Jax on this one. I love this movie. I've also seen it multiple times, which isn't something that I typically do either. My wife loves to rewatch movies, and this happens to be one that she enjoys rewatching. But I'm also, I love rewatching this movie. I think it's a lot of fun. It makes me laugh a lot. The title of Murder Mystery is one confusing because it's
Yes.
let's name it something else because I think it makes it hard to Google. And if I was in the room, I would have been like, let's name it something like murder on the Europe with the European good boys, something like that.
Murder with the European Good Boys.
Yeah, I don't know.
I love that
we
title.
can workshop
yeah,
it.
Yeah, yeah.
But just
Good,
calling
yeah.
it murder mystery is we could have added a little something to spice it up. I'm sure they'll rectify that in the second one.
Yeah. Murder mystery.
Yeah, for me, this
Again.
is less about the murder mystery itself and more about the fun that I have along the way. And yeah, I really enjoyed myself. I thought they did a great job with these characters, and it made me laugh a lot. Dano?
Yeah, I mean, I think this movie's terrible. I will say it doesn't lend itself to critique because I think this movie is very, very lazy and done for a very specific reason, and it's for family vacation. And I'm not mad that it happened because if I had the clout of Adam Sandler and then could take a family vacation with friends and family and kind of make a movie on the side in like one take at a time, that's what I would do. It's just super duper inane, insipid, and lazy. But there's those critiques make it sound like it's a real movie. And I just look, and Brandon and I were talking about this before it aired because he legitimately likes this movie and I legitimately think this movie's trash. But I do
So
think
it's a Tuesday.
I do think some of that does boil down to the fact that, you know, Adam Sandler movies have never been for everyone, but his original brand, his post SNL brand of humor in Happy Gilmore and Billy Madison and Mr. Deeds and Waterboy and all of these movies that were massive, massive hits for him before pre-Grown Ups, they all were a very specific of super sophomoric, really dumb humor. But they were curated. So like they were made over months and they had scripts that probably had rewrites and edits. And then they decided on the best gags and jokes for the movie. And so even if the humor wasn't your thing, you would point to 5 or 6 moments to go, they at least consistently nailed a theme of what they were going for. Starting with Grown Ups, a movie that was released in the theater that's just loaded with people like Chris Rock and David Spade. Adam Sandler was a family guy. And he just was like, we're going to rent these big cabins. We're going to go up and we'll make a movie on the side and we'll ad lib most of it. We're funny. Spade's he said all this. This is not me making up a story. Like Adam Sandler has said all of this. Spade's the funniest guy I know. We'll just let him make up a lot of his lines. Kevin, like we'll just improv these scenes that get us, like we'll write the plot for the scenes the script for the plot of the scenes that matter. But everything in between there, we'll just kind of improv and get there. And Grown Ups makes a gajillion dollars. And so Netflix signs them to do all these movies. And so what we have is like a carbon copy of an Adam Sandler movie. We have a very shaggy, rough draft outline that has a few, like if you squint, a few moments, like the knife coming out and back in, really a funny moment, which I'll talk about my feels. But this movie could have been written by my children. Like it literally, the scenes that get you from plot A to plot B that don't matter, there's no script there. There's nothing there.
Yeah,
but
your children are very creative.
They
from
are
everything I've heard.
incredibly creative. But my point is that for me to really just like murder mystery, like movies that are named that way are spoofs. Scary Movie, spoof, right? Like Not Another Teen Movie,
Yeah.
spoof. When you say murder mystery, I want a lot more of the knife bit. Like I want a Leslie Nielsen style, everything is a joke movie. And this movie isn't that. It is just, we all went on vacation and that's fine. I don't like, it's unfortunate that I have to sit here and tell you, I don't like this movie. I think it's terrible. Here's why, because it doesn't matter if I think it's terrible. Unlike movies that I think are trying to be art, Sandler's having fun. He's dear friends with Jen Aniston. Their families go on vacation together. And if this is what you have to do on the side to make the vacation a write-off, and that's part of your job, then great. And you know what? It came out right before COVID. It came out the same year as Knives Out, which also makes me just like shudder in general that those two movies, Knives Out is just like a masterpiece and this movie is exactly what it is. I just don't think you could not convince me anyone is here to do more than 2 takes or trying to make high art. And there is a little bit of entertainment along the way, but for me, gosh, it's a tough watch. And then we'll do the second one next week, but I can't imagine why you would make a sequel aside from to just because the first one was successful, you get to do this whole thing again, like Grown Ups 2 was. So yeah, I don't have any desire to watch this ever again. It isn't Adam Sandler enough to be funny, and it isn't entertaining enough. The mystery is not entertaining. It just isn't for me. And I do like stuff that's fun, contrary to what Brand is about to tell you as soon as I finish talking.
I wasn't going to say anything. I wasn't going to say anything.
Dan, to your point though, like Adam Sandler right now, I know because I have some girls I coach that are auditioning for it. His daughter, Sunny Sandler, who he did a movie,
Yes.
You Are So Not Invited to My Bat Mitzvah, and she was fine in it.
Yep.
Like, you know, like be the lead in your school play, fine. But it's like I'm watching a bunch of my girls go in for this who are like great actors, and they're all going in for like the side characters, like the supporting roles that they probably won't book. And I'm like, there, and you know, Sonny's there, like, you know, number one in the call sheet. And it's like, you know what? I've heard the nicest things about Adam Sandler, and I'm like, you know what? If I could, I would. I guess I would do the same thing. So yeah, to your point, there probably is a whole thing of like, I'm just feeling like it's friends hanging out, having a good time.
Yeah.
And I'm like getting that energy.
Yeah. And I think if that works for you, then it's awesome. And I want to be very, very clear. Like, I don't, the idea of Adam Sandler making a movie for his daughter, I think most people would do that. I mean, LeBron James put his son on a basketball team and like, you know, that's not uncommon. But all accounts of Adam Sandler are, he makes no bones about what he is. And I think that's what people like about it. Like wearing the A1 basketball shorts before, you know, past his kneecaps and the giant t-shirts, walking around in his giant hoodie, making like the thing about, and I told Brand this yesterday, the thing about Adam Sandler is he's a phenomenal actor who doesn't really want to do that. So like he goes and makes a Safdie Brothers movie, like Uncut Gems. He's unbelievable in that movie. He goes and makes a Paul Thomas Anderson movie, Punch Drunk Love. He's unbelievable in that movie. He goes and makes a James L. Brooks movie, Spanglish. He's unbelievable in that movie. He has the ability to like really like dig his heels in and be an actor. He would much prefer to hang out. And that's awesome. And the fact that he's worth hundreds of millions of dollars making hangout movies. As doing what I do for a living, I can't possibly be mad at the guy. But if you ask me if I ever want to watch that movie, no, I hated it. So that's where I am.
Why do you think Jax and I like it so much and that we've rewatched it?
They want to be a part of the good. You want to be a part of the good time. You want to be invited to the good time.
That was we want to be invited.
Okay. You both want to be invited to the good time.
Yeah, I don't necessarily want to go, but I do want to watch it.
Yeah,
I do want to.
You don't want to go?
No, I like watching. I don't want to be there. Someone might talk to me.
Interesting. But you'd have your own room.
Yeah, that's true.
You would.
I would have my own room.
Yeah.
But Dan, as we've talked about, I don't like.
Brandon and I always room together.
I don't like
even when they give us our own room.
Yeah, I don't like.
Wait, is this true?
Yeah. It's it's something.
Is it because you're both happily married and not used to sleeping alone?
I am fine. I actually really enjoy having my own room. Brand does not enjoy having his own room.
I get kind of sad.
Typically,
I love you so much, Brand.
Typically,
that is darling.
Typically, I hang out with Brand. If we're allotted 3 rooms, we give one to Brian, one to Aaron, and Brand and I share. That's how it has almost always gone. So
you guys,
because we're great employers.
We are. Yes. Yeah. We prefer our employees. Yes.
It's not because Brand has anxious attachment.
No.
No.
Not at all.
Let's.
Does Brand snore? Yeah. It doesn't matter. No. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
Do I really snore?
I mean, on and off.
Yeah. Well, who doesn't?
Who doesn't? Yeah. Who doesn't have a sleep apnea?
Yeah. 100. Yeah. Well, no, that is true. Sometimes I forget to breathe. That is true.
You should really get it checked out.
Awake or asleep. I sometimes forget to breathe. It's a problem. Sometimes if I'm really focusing in, I'll forget to breathe and I'll be like.
And then does your body just take over? Like
yes. Yeah.
It's involuntary.
The body does what it's supposed to.
Yeah.
Finally. When faced with certain death, it finally does its job.
I'm gonna kick into gear. Better late than never.
Oh my gosh, man.
Let's get to all the feels. We're talking about what this movie gives feels. Jax?
So I had sexy feels when Jennifer Aniston and Cavendish were talking at that bar.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, come on.
okay. And then I do think it's really funny when Adam Sandler, walks up. But I think that moment I was like, oh, she's having a sexy little flirtmance with this guy, but she knows what's what with her husband. And that's also setting up that we're not going to have any major conflict in their marriage. I had big feels when they came in at the very end and they're looking so sexy. I think this is something that this movie does really well, that these two stars are dressed kind of basic clothes, pedestrian, like, if you will, like, and I shop at TJ Maxx, so I'm saying this with love, but like something that is on sale at TJ Maxx.
Yeah.
Not like any of the newer stuff there. So on sale at TJ Maxx, and then they come in at the end looking all hot and they solve the case. I was Twitter pated for that. And then the reveal at the end, that turn of, oh my gosh, he's actually been able to understand them the whole time and he's in on it too. That did it for me.
Yeah, no, that's good. You mentioned there like there's not really that much like tension in their marriage, and I think that's part of what worked for me is their relationship together and how they just make each other laugh, and I thought that was really nice, and I thought it was sweet.
I didn't think they had any like romantic chemistry at all. Like I think they're dear friends, and it just is so clear that they're dear friends, and that's it. However, the scene where the original murder, Terrence Stamp, who
I
shows
think it
up,
was when you saw that they were married. You said, "Okay." I think is that what that was.
I mean, it is well, knowing what you know about both of those people, it is crazy to think that they are married because of how like close they are, but also, yeah, it was weird. It was a weird like it was. They don't
It's
seem.
the Sandman. I don't know what to tell you.
Listen, Adam Sandler, I'm not here to criticize Adam Sandler at all. It just never felt like a romantic relationship, is all I'm saying.
I would agree with you. I don't feel like it feels romantic. It feels like people that have been married a long time and they're more friends.
But they just, I think Jen is totally like, this is purely from listening to Smartless and how they talk about Jennifer Aniston as a dear friend of them on Smartless, and then they have her on. It seems like she is always hosting everyone at her house, always thinking of like just ways to organize an event. And this struck me as Sandler goes, hey Jen, let's go make a movie. Like, let's go make a movie. And then Jen shows up and is like, all right, well, we have to have some things in place. And we have to do some things. And so I'll make sure that these things get done. That's what this strikes me as. That's what this movie is Adam's like, and then we'll bring Jen. And then Jen shows up and she's like, all right, well, we have to look a certain way. We have to act a certain way. And Adam's like, I guess. Like, that is the vibe I get from that movie. And that's fine. The
Great
scene
vibe.
that did make me laugh, and I've already mentioned it, but Terrence Stamp, the venerable Terrence Stamp, shows up to get murdered in one scene in this movie, which is great. And he gets murdered by getting stabbed with a giant knife, like speaking of footlong boys from Costco,
exactly
a
right.
long
Shout
knife.
out.
And then the dude who's the security guard goes and pulls the knife out, and they're like, "Don't do it!" And then he's like, "I'll put it back in," and he puts it back in. That is that's a minted Sandler movie bit there. Like, that is exactly what you would expect from these movies. And I did laugh at that. And then I chuckled a couple other times throughout the movie.
Chuckle count? What do we got?
2.
2 chuckles. Let's take a break. We'll come back. We'll get to the wait, what, the Hallmark here on
Deck the Hallmark.
Hi, welcome back, everybody. We're talking murder mystery. We're heading back to 2019, which is fun. Let's get to the wait what. So we're talking about what in this movie made us go wait what. I'll start with you, Jax.
Because this movie is above reproach, and I know Dan will cover it all. I'm only
Wait,
gonna
what's
do
your
one.
tough? It's a
What's your
zany movie.
Because it's all zany.
Yeah.
Okay. I understand, and there are some women that do marry for money, but I found it completely unbelievable that this hot young thing would marry this old guy because she was already with a hot young guy who was already rich.
Yeah.
And I think, to me, you know the idea of diminishing returns?
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter. Yes, he's so much richer, but really in what your life can be and what you can do, like Cavendish is rich enough.
But
And
if
he's
Cavendish,
not.
if Cavendish's money is all from the teat of
Come on.
Grandpappy, then maybe I should just go with Grandpappy to be safe.
from the titular of Grandpa.
That's exactly right.
Nicely done.
Might as well be safe.
She might as well. Yeah, that's be safe. Be
Yes.
safe. I just think like, look.
Is the goal of that to just the older dude will die sooner and I'll have all the money and then I can marry for love? Is that or just to have
Like,
the money
that's-
and never speak to anyone again?
Yeah, like I think to me, I actually, my brain can't compute what it would be, and not in like a self-righteous or like, oh, it's morally wrong way. Marrying for love is great. Never mind. Take that back.
We love
That's what I did.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
The
marrying for
lies are
money.
beginning to unravel.
Marrying for money seems like an awful lot of work.
Yeah.
You have to hang out with that person.
Yeah.
And even
Yeah.
if they are on their way out,
Yeah.
like there's things that are happening with their skin and their smells and like I don't know. Like, I had a good friend who dated a much older man,
Uh-huh.
and I got some details.
Okay.
And that
was enough to make you
That
not
was
go down that.
was enough.
It
that I was
strikes
like,
me as
okay.
when I taught kids who worked harder to cheat on the test than to just study.
100%.
You know what I mean?
Yes,
Like-
that's exactly what it did.
Yeah.
You nailed it. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah. Like I did a lot of work to make sure you couldn't tell that I was cheating. All right,
Mm-hmm.
great. Just study next time. Maybe save yourself some
I
time.
wrote in the tiny
Yeah.
font, and then I was able to put it into this bottle,
That's
but
right.
have it go right up against the
That's right.
label
That's
so
right.
that you couldn't see it.
Yeah.
It took hours.
Yeah.
It took
I kept
hours.
I combined ChatGPT with papers I'd stolen off the internet, and I kept re-editing them to
Yeah.
make them
Yeah.
sound like my language. I'm like, bro, you could have just written a paper.
No.
Like you could have just written one. Whatever. Yeah. There you have it.
Anything else, Jax?
No, that's it.
So like when never mind. I'm not gonna. I just the smelly old people thing. I was gonna go down that.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
that's
a
it.
more,
And
but
I
it's
don't wanna-
not.
I don't want
Let's
to say
not.
that all
We could.
old people, just not old.
Well, I just wanted some
not all old people are-
clarification.
It's really the rich ones.
Oh, the rich smelly old people.
Specifically, that's what I have encountered.
You
and
would
heard
think
about. Not
that-
encountered personally.
You would think that they would be able to spend money to make them not smell.
You would.
You would think so.
You would.
They got all the money
think
in the
so.
world.
Yeah.
They can fix the smells.
Listen, I know that this is a part of the bit, but I don't know if the person exists that won't splurge on the $100 Amazon gift card and get the $50 instead, but also still book a last-minute European vacation. I don't know if that person truly does exist.
They spend thousands of dollars for a last minute.
Yes.
They booked it that night. They flew out the next morning and then did not buy the $9
Right.
earplugs.
It's I don't know if that person truly exists,
Yeah.
but for comedy it made me laugh. I'm confused as to listen, I'm not fancy enough to go to Europe, and I've never been on a plane that has a bar. Okay,
Yeah.
but I would think that either the bar is included in your first class ticket, or it's open to all and you can pay for it. But this is a closed bar where the first class people still do have to pay for
That's
their
weird.
drinks. And I don't again, I've never been on a plane like this.
Yeah.
I don't know how they work.
There's a lot that happens on that plane that makes no sense. It's most of the wait what's take place on that plane,
Yeah.
including what you just described, which I didn't even think of.
Because you would think, because
Yeah.
It's included.
Because at first the bartender is like, you can't be here. This is only for these people. Then Adam Sandler comes and he orders a drink, and she tells him how much it's going to cost. I don't know. I don't know. I feel like it's an
Yeah.
either or situation.
I
but-
didn't know either. I only fly private, so I'm
Right.
not familiar
Right.
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
with
yeah,
of
yeah.
other people on the plane.
Yeah, that's weird. Yeah, you wouldn't
Yeah.
get it.
Have you ever been on a private jet? Jax?
No.
Well, I don't know.
Oh,
You
no,
know
I'm-
people.
Well, no, my sister and I got the same sort of scholarship from this place called the McKelvey Foundation when we were in college, and they picked. Thank you so much. Well, it was actually just from being from a poor place. It wasn't because we were.
It's the Poor Place Scholarship.
like on
Poor
like,
place scholarship.
genuinely it was. So it wasn't really merit based, but a little bit, and they picked.
Jack
cast
shows
of
up
people-
with Cole like on her face for the
like
interview.
genuinely.
I'm sorry. Sorry, I just came out of the
Long
mines.
shift from the mines.
What's that? Sorry, Pa.
Forgive me, Pa.
Forgive me,
Yeah.
Pa.
Forgive me, Paul.
But my sister, they picked like half of the scholars to go and fly private one Christmas to, I believe, Costa Rica. And
Wow.
my sister was selected and I was not. So she has flown private. I did not.
Oh, was it awesome though for her?
She said, yeah.
Yeah. You can't like talk it up too much,
Yeah.
right?
No,
I imagine
but
it was
pretty
cool.
awesome.
Big deal,
That's
yeah.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then last but not least, all I could think about as they are doing this high speed chase, Jen Aniston's driving, Sandman's in the passenger seat. Like, all I could think about was how funny it would be to see Dan in the passenger seat of a high speed chase.
No.
And
No.
I imagine
No.
you were nervous watching
Yeah,
this.
I don't even know how to process being in a high-speed chase and not being behind the wheel.
Right.
I can't.
Yeah. You're twitching a little bit.
I don't even
Thinking
know
about
how I would go about.
I'm sorry for bringing this up.
I would probably just say shoot me. Just go ahead and shoot me, and then we'll move forward from there.
This might
Maybe
be,
the
though, like
bullet
when-
wound will distract me from whatever's happening.
I don't
out
know.
there.
And this might be a situation where your body takes over like mine does when it needs to breathe.
Yeah.
Your
Yeah.
body might be
Exactly.
like, okay, I'm going to suppress the
Fight
fear.
or
and-
fly away
Yeah.
from
Body
having to
takes
drive in the
care of you.
passenger seat. Yes, that's right.
It's very tough. Dana?
Yeah. This is what Jennifer Aniston looks like when her allergies are killing her. This is what
That's right.
Jennifer Aniston, you've all been there, right? Your allergies are killing you. You don't have any medicine. Nose is running. Eyes are red and watery. You feel like your
Knees
head
weak.
Yeah,
Arms heavy.
Yeah. You feel like your head weighs 1,000,000 pounds. That is supposed to be Aniston in this movie. What is happening right now? There's not even a hint of acting like her allergies are bothering her. Like it literally is a thing that they say all movie long. Jax, are you laughing over there? I can't see.
No, I don't know. I'm laughing. I'm laughing because, like, of course, like Jennifer Aniston, like America's Girl Next Door. Of course, that's what she looks like when her allergies are bad.
They're
like,
terrible right now.
Yeah, they're terrible right now. And I'm just thinking about how I look like I got like whacked in the face with a bat. My eyes are swollen. My nose is red.
We all do, Jax. We all like if you're going to, I get it. I get that we don't want to put too much thought into this, but maybe don't make the whole Claritin Allegra thing like a plot line. Like,
Yeah, that's
you know,
true. I actually
or
don't
maybe,
know why it was a plot line.
or maybe just
Because she had to find
the Japanese Claritin, which was the
yes,
drugs.
and the cards
Yeah.
so that she could connect that they're back together.
But maybe just
so
say,
you're good, Brand.
can you bring the Claritin? Just say, can you bring the Claritin in case my allergies do act up? And then we're good. But instead, she's like, my allergies are killing me. And you're like, Jen, they're just not. They're not killing you. They're not. They couldn't possibly be killing you. Why is this billionaire flying commercial? Why is a billionaire flying commercial? I know why we fly commercial. I don't know why Cavendish is flying commercial, even at a plane with a bar.
Yeah.
And then another one about Jen's appearance, unfortunately. She shows up at this bar wearing like cocktail attire, like very like skin tight, like she's flying a transatlantic flight. Like I can't even imagine wearing formal wear or anything fancy to fly an 8-hour flight.
I couldn't stop thinking about how cold she must be because I'm always cold on planes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's like bare legs, bare arms. Like I was like, oh my gosh, girl.
Yeah. It was.
Well,
it
if she
was,
had bare legs, she'd be pretty warm.
Yeah. I see what you did there.
Because it's the bear.
At one point, Jen and Adam show up for this party, and everyone is in full, like, very nice clothes. And Adam Sandler's in a Hawaiian shirt. And Jen says, honey, everyone is in tuxes. You should have let me pack. Would she have packed a tuxedo? Or is that just the worst joke I've ever heard? Which is it?
It's the first one.
First one.
Yes.
Jen would have packed a tuxedo.
You always pack one.
You pack one just in case.
Yes.
You pack one just in case. And my last point, you cannot convince me otherwise. This movie started with the idea of Adam Sandler goes, what if there's a character named Butler and the butler did it and reverse engineered an entire movie from it? You cannot convince me otherwise that is what happened. He was sitting around with his bros laughing. He went, that's a good idea. And then they did the whole movie.
Well,
there you go. That's all I got.
there you go.
Yeah.
It's time for What the Hallmark is, where we wonder what could have been. Maybe help us to clear any questions we still have. What are we still wondering about? That's what this segment is for. Jax, what are you still wondering about?
So to Dan's point of like they're kind of just all here having fun.
Yeah.
And whatever goes. So they get to the bar, and when Adam Sandler, this made me laugh so hard when he thinks that Cavendish is doing a little indecent proposal thing with Jennifer Aniston.
Oh, this is really funny.
If the movie just would have gone in that direction.
Oh, I'm thinking of the second one. My bad. Not that I've watched it. Not that I've watched
No.
it. Not that I've watched.
No.
Wait. Wait. No, is that?
There's a
This
joke
is
in the
this
second one.
right?
This is in this
no.
one. Yes.
So this is in this one. I was like, oh gosh, am I getting confused? So yes, the indecent proposal of it all, if it just like completely would have gone in that direction, and we would have gotten to see her have like a sexy little tete-a-tete with Cavendish, and like comedy and drama ensues. Like if it would have been indecent proposal, but with the quirky comedy.
Two
what would that have
things
looked like?
here, Jax. One is what you're describing is a better movie, but two, I'm 90% sure. I'm 99.9% sure you just want to see Luke Evans and Jennifer Aniston in a romance movie together. Am I wrong?
Is that
here?
it? I think you're right.
I think that's probably it.
I think that's it.
Yeah.
I do.
And that's fair. That's fair.
Their chemistry, you guys, because I agree.
Their
with
chemistry
you,
is
Dan.
off the charts. It's
I don't think-
unbelievable.
I think obviously Adam Sandler and Jennifer Aniston have incredible friend chemistry. Like
That's right.
they have. I want to watch them as the leads of this movie, but I want to watch.
Yeah, I think that they would be. I think that Sandler and Aniston would have a great, like if they were just running a goofball detective agency and it was a full
100%.
full spoof, and then Aniston. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Mine is what's gonna happen now?
Oh my God.
Like, do they go?
Does he make detective, you
This
think?
is a life-changing
Yeah.
experience, right?
People
And maybe
died.
Listen, maybe we'll find this out in the second one. But this is a life-changing experience for both of them. Obviously, now he, might get detective, maybe, but maybe he doesn't want to do that anymore. I don't know. Maybe this showed him that he doesn't want to.
Yeah, maybe he just wants to have a.
For old Jen Aniston, she was a hairdresser who loves the murder mystery.
That's right.
Maybe she strikes out on her own. You know,
Maybe they do form a detective agency together.
I don't know if they would do it together. He's got a good gig.
He's got a good gig.
I don't know if they would.
Interesting.
But maybe Jen Aniston becomes a private eye.
Who knows?
Where in the world is Jennifer Aniston?
Jennifer Aniston.
Yeah. I don't know. Just throwing out ideas
Yeah.
here. We'll see what maybe the second one will tell us.
Yeah.
Dan?
I want to know something that we'll never find out, which is actual numbers on this movie and how it did. The way that Netflix tells you something worked is they make another one. So they made another one. Clearly this, Adam Sandler movies had this weird thing at the box office where the movies would be terrible and they would make bukus of money, like Grown Ups and others. Grown Ups 2, for that matter. I assume this movie did incredibly well for Netflix because they made a sequel during COVID.
Yeah.
A globe-trotting murder mystery sequel during the height of COVID. So I just would love to know like what the bar is for Netflix, how many views it got. I'm fascinated because I love looking at box office numbers in general. This movie did not go to the theaters. So I'm very curious. Clearly huge star wattage, huge success for Netflix. I'd love to get that quantified for me.
They always do this thing where they announce minutes to watch.
It's so stupid.
And I'm like, I don't know what that means. Like, I understand what minutes are.
Yeah.
In their base,
Yes.
in the basic sense.
Yeah.
I don't know how and I know how long a movie is
Yeah.
too. But that isn't taking into consideration the amount of people who, like maybe Dan, would have started Murder Mystery and turned it off in 10 minutes.
I did.
Their 10 minutes are added to it. I don't know. Let's stop counting things by minutes. We don't do it with anything else in entertainment, but Netflix is like, what if we just announced that
I
it was a
think
billion
they
minutes?
got-
There was a billion
They
minutes
got
watched.
a lot of pushback by never announcing anything, and so they found a way to
Fine, we'll do
give
it
you
minutes.
a measurable stat that doesn't mean anything.
We'll do
They,
minutes.
they did a great job. They could have, number of people that watched it. No. The minutes watched is all those people that just keep it on a loop.
Yeah.
You know that those people exist that have watched Murder
yeah.
Mystery 15, 20 times. So the minutes watched gives them the ability to give you a number that doesn't really give you any insight as to how many, or one household watched it. Did they have a murder mystery watching party with 15 people there? We don't know. That minutes watch thing is useless. Completely
Guys,
useless.
you're making me want to sing Seasons of Love. Do you guys know that one?
Nope. Can't
Give
tell
it
you I
to me
do.
and then I'll tell you.
525,600
minutes.
Yeah. How do you
That's
measure
how
measure
many
year?
times
How do
we've
you
watched
measure
Murder
a
Mystery.
year?
3. Right.
There's
that was it, that was
Sandman.
it.
There's Aniston. There's
We know it.
Aniston, that was
others,
good.
Yeah.
Lots of people.
We didn't know it was called Seasons of Love, and that's we're doing the best
I
we can. over
apologize.
here.
We're not from.
That was amazing.
We're not
You
from where
stepped
you are.
right in. How
That's
do you
right.
measure a year? And we did it in
Measure
minutes.
you measure
Measure
a
a
year.
Netflix movie watched. All right, we did it, everybody. Congratulations to us. I say next week. Let's find out if maybe we'll find out what happened to
I
them.
think since I've already watched it, we should.
You already watched it.
And I went ahead.
You
It
couldn't
was-
stop
I couldn't
yourself.
stop.
This
It's a
whole
bit-
thing,
It's
I don't like
bingeable.
it.
It's bingeable.
Yeah, he loves
It
it.
is
He loves
bingeable.
it,
Yeah.
folks. We'll be back next time with another one. Until then, we're the first to wish you a
Merry
Deck the Hallmarks of Bramble Jam podcast is produced by Aaron Shea. For more information on Deck the Hallmark, you can go to deckthehallmark.com. For more information on the Deck the Hallmark family, you can go to bramblejamplus.com. Deck the Hallmark is presented by Philo TV. For a free trial of Philo, go to philo.tv/DTH.